Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and I hope this video is flying you well. I don't know today, I don't know if I will say it's an announcement. It's not like an announcement, it's a little, um, a little announcement to tell you that if you're interested, I have my friend, I will invite him for a discussion on Friday or Saturday. Okay, my friend is the one I told you about. Is the one I told you about a few days ago in my previous video. I told you that he studied English. He's a professor. He lives in a country in Africa, but he's from my country. He speaks English, obviously, and he is very active. He has some stuff he's doing. So I'm curious to know also. And it's interesting because he worked with the US consulate. I mean, in 2016, I saw him again in 2016 in Washington D.C. At the time I was in Washington D.C. I saw him there. He told me he was going to America. He was going to America at the time, but I was in Washington D.C. at the time. So yeah, so he told me he was coming at the time in Washington D.C. when I was living there. So we saw each other again. It was a very nice visit. Okay, we were in town and everything, but he was coming for a project with U.S. consulate. I am very curious to know what he wanted to do that time in 2016. He encouraged me a lot. He's like I talked in my previous video about remembering remember your first passion. We talked a lot about it, and it was interesting because I we talked about it a lot, and it would be interesting to know. Okay, it would be interesting to know what he does, you know, what he likes, his project, and stuff like that, and how he see that as a African, we can empower, women, young people, that's really what he's doing. And I'm very interested in this kind of subject a lot. Um, uh, we are, how do you say that? Um, I will make the video, either it's going to be live, either it's going to be a discussion on the video live, but I will probably post it later in my channel here. It will be interesting to listen to it because we try to change the image. Many African people now, we are tired of the image that the media is always showing about Africa in general. We are tired because the media, the West media, like to portray, I don't know how to say that, Africa as a hungry place, as a place where everything is bad, 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 bad. Yes, I admit that there are so many things when it comes to political aspect that is very difficult to how to say, to talk about, and which are definitely true. It's the challenges that we have with leaders. Okay, with some leaders in power, but it is important to know how we can navigate through a system that is not really in favor of a complete change. In some countries in Africa, there are leaders who are very, very open to the change, to make people want to move forward and do stuff. In some other countries, like mine, it's still a challenge. So being African doesn't limit you. Being from a country in Africa doesn't limit you to your country precisely. You can be, you can feel like you can be moving to another country in Africa, because at the end of the day, Africa wins. Okay, it wins. It's about us. It's about the continent. It's about the image that we are trying to work on, and many people uh, many Africans are trying to change the rhetoric, the narrative about the African continent. So we are trying to change the rhetoric, the narrative about Africa being poor, when we perfectly know that this continent is not poor at all, really at all. And it's just that the politics that is not uh, in favor of improving some of the stuff. So we are, in my mind, okay, me, what I think is happening now, because even going from the French world, because the English speaking African world are more dynamic when it comes to reinventing, changing, and the French African world is now trying really hard to now keep, try to follow the step, and we try to change a lot of things. In my case, I told you in my previous video, my dream countries, I told you Botswana, Namibia, okay? I told you Côte d'Ivoire, Senegal, and some countries where I want to visit. But to live, probably, if I want to do some stuff, it's probably important to see how, as a African foreigner, what are the possibilities when you want to enter this country, when you want to do some stuff in this country. So most of African now, we are going through the idea of Pan-Africanism. We believe that Africa can be one. We believe that we can change the continent, the image of the continent, in the very best way. We are in a dynamic, I will say like that, of a quote that I like a lot from President JFK, who once said, he said, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. In another word, for us, it would be ask not what your continent can do for you, okay? Ask what you can do for your continent. Ask not what Africa can do for you as an African. Ask what you can do for Africa. So I think that's the dynamic that we are in these present years, okay? And it's been like that for some years now. Many Africans, they are trying, like going to conferences, people encouraged to invest in Africa and so on, trying to see what we can do and so on, and it's very important. So yeah, in that dynamic, it doesn't mean that we not denounce what is not working. We still have to denounce it if you want a better place, but we can not always sit there and complain, and do nothing. Yeah, I believe it too. So he will be coming on Friday, and we have a talk, and I'll be interested to know what he does, what he has done, what is the future, what project he has in the future, and how he think he can apply, for young Africans. Okay, so that's basically something that we be talking about on Wednesday. And on the other note,